Can you speak to like Moorish nationality and the whole sovereignty movement? Because I feel like
Look.
because I feel like it's metaphysical, right? So
No, that shit ain't metaphysical. What the fuck?
no, not that.
That shit,
The
what's
understanding. No, not that. I'm
Look.
saying like.
Look, let me tell you what's going on. Look, let me tell you something. Look. Noble Drew Ali died in 1929. All right? In 1929. Y'all don't say what the hell. See, that's the problem. We are into too much entertainment. We like shit to permeate our ego. You see what I'm saying? Now, hell, you might have damn near 100 Lord Science temples and none of them motherfuckers agree on shit.
That's right.
Shit changes from not state to state, but block to block. And then the leader died, what, 80 years ago? You see what I'm saying? So, let me give you some shit on this UCC stuff. Let me tell you something. And all this stuff here. Look. The nationality, what does it go under? The Moroccan Empire? You ever heard of this before?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Moroccan Empire? Now let me drop this thing down on you. You sign all them goddamn papers to the Moroccan Empire. Moroccan Empire, as of 9/11, is a terrorist state. Now, they want a list of terrorist activity. When they arrested them 3 boys and they're supposed to be in Florida, they're supposed to go to Miami 7 or what have you, and then they actually sent them to jail. Time up for the fucking Moors. Because when you sign up with the nationality now, you in the same shit with them 3 boys. See, let me tell you how this science goes. To make a terrorist organization, we must create terrorists, then arrest them, and once we arrest them, then the organizations go into a whole nother pile of groups. And now the Moorish Science Temple is now an official terrorist organization. So is the new Black Panther Party. You see what I'm saying? So now you're gonna run up with this nationality shit thinking, oh, I'm the Mr. White man with all my guns and my bombs. I can shoot a bomb in your house and don't break a glass but kill your ass. And all of a sudden he gonna get scared because you got some pieces of damn paper. Use logic. He don't give a damn about nothing but a standing army.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's it.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Or whether you got some real deal magic.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real deal magic. Now I done went to war with him on the magic and survived. You see. And didn't have to even do nothing. They had my back. You see what I'm saying? Now let me explain something about the organization on how the energy and the metaphysics shit don't work. They got so many damn criminals in the organizations until there is no honor among thieves. And on the energy level, the energy is back off from that shit. These niggas getting over on each other. Niggas having you sign up papers, you give them $5,000, and they don't even submit their work.
Whoa.
You see. So all of that stuff that ain't nothing but just jaw jacking.
No, because what I was saying about the metaphysical is because, like, okay, if we're in this system and it's all gonna fall anyway, it's all illusion. So why do I need to, like, you know, go sign some papers or something like?
Not for no nationality, no.
If I'm a sovereign, I recognize that in myself.
It's a spiritual sovereign, but
Right.
not no piece of paper.
Right.
These goddamn niggas out on this street.
Agreeing with you.
These damn ragtag bunch. You see what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Yeah. Don't let them niggas, they wasn't even into that 20 years ago. And all of a sudden the nationality, all this stuff here and all, man, look, y'all run that shit that you want. Let me tell you something why you ask that question. Why? Because I'm different than most of them goddamn niggas on the street. Do you know I'm in different cities? So many cities each year. So I get to see shit that these niggas on this corner don't see. There is, let me know you know.
Yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it.
This is important.
It is, because it's like, it has you confused, and it's like, I want to be effective and practical, and I don't want to like
You
not
don't need to
work.
fuck with these niggas on there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be real honest with you right now. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. Black people are the worst example to follow anything. We are the lowest, but it has to be that way. That's prophecy. You want to run from niggas every chance you get for anything. Now let me explain what's going on.
Break it down. Come on.
They got hundreds of Moors going to jail every month, all over the country.
Serious.
Hundreds of them.
But why are they putting them in jail?
They put them in jail because they're signing all these damn documents and they're doing all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? And they got so much criminal activity that went on under the documents and all this stuff. And you understand what I'm saying? So whenever you confront it with it and you go to court, you see what I'm saying? It's no different than the doings of a criminal organization. And they locking them up. They're locking them up left and right. Don't sign nothing. And if you did, you can neutralize it. Say spirit neutralize. I didn't know. But get out of that, because when you signing those things, you're signing up to a terrorist organization as of March 2009. Listen to what I'm saying. When they arrested them boys, they tried to do it in the 70s with the El Rookins and the Blackstone Rangers. Jeff Ford. He signed the thing with Gaddafi. But we weren't into the conscious organizations yet, so it fell by the wayside. So they had to do it again. So they was already doing it when they got those boys. It's now an official terrorist organization. And they got all these, that new Black Panther Party and all them.
Yeah.
These are now official. You got to come out of these groups. I'm telling you.
It's about the redemption of your own soul.
Listen to no God but yourself. And the Spirit will tell you what you need. But these groups and all these Moorish motherfuckers and half these niggas is criminal motherfuckers coming up out of prison and stuff like that. They got you. The government designed this stuff. You know that UCC and all that paperwork? We was the first people to get it back in 1993. Before all y'all got it, we was the line of it, we was the test thing. And when we first got it, we had to go down to learn in Mississippi with the militia groups and the Ku Klux Klan. This thing was started by the United States government.
ATF.
Yeah.
Another quick question. Can you
Hold on, let me finish that. He did.
Yeah.
Let him go over this before you jump on now something else. Finish that, brother.
Yeah, it was started by the United States government. This thing was all designed. It's to get you united under one single banner. And that banner start having cases of criminal activity. Meanwhile, you roll into 9/11 and they start creating laws.
Yes, they did.
Remember George Bush said we going after the terrorists, we're going to go after them with the money. He said that. So anything dealing with finances, dealing with money, and dealing with stuff, they get on lockdown. But as of March of 2009, when they sent them boys to prison, that's the end of that Moorish Science Temple. And I'm not talking about like what's going to happen in the future. I've been getting calls since 2002 of hundreds of Moors going to jail all over the country for signing all kind of documents and all that kind of. Stay out of that shit, because it can't be spiritual, because spirit know you greedy. You don't give a shit about nothing. You see what I'm saying? But greed. You wouldn't help them. You would, even if you got $1 million, you wouldn't help nobody. Most people, especially these niggas walk, because the ones that's in these ego-producing groups. You see what I'm saying? So that whole UCC, the sovereignty movement, that was started by the white man. You see? Come on. How these people get sophisticated? These people. Let me explain something. Let me show you about the organization. Blavatsky died in 1888. These people started writing books. They started writing books so much and documents and stuff until they got volumes of books under the Theosophical Society. That's because they do the work and the reach. Noble Drew Ali died with Circle 7 Quran, a fucking pamphlet. And that pamphlet is still in use from some shit, a pamphlet from damn 80 years ago. And you haven't done no work. Recently some books started coming out, but the books mostly coming out is on Noble Drew Ali and the historical aspect of him. But where's the Moorish science? You see,
Now I was just asking, what's the need, what would be, because I'm studying Moorish history, like how you was talking about yesterday, the Moors in Spain, the Moors out of West Africa. So is that still credible? And because I'm tying in, when I'm studying stuff from hundreds of years ago, I'm able to tie into a lot of stuff that's going, that's how I understand 9/11, and now I understand how they set a lot of traps, so I know what not to do and what to do by studying our past. Because when I see the Moors, I see the whole Christendom versus the Moors versus the Corsairs. So I'm like, these are we you know, and I'm seeing how slavery actually came out of the conquering of the Moors. So by seeing that, I'm like, I won't run into their system to try to identify myself, because I know that it's a war and it's always been a war.
But studying Moorish history is a personal thing to understand what you were.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? What you were in that particular aspect. But the Moors didn't study no fucking Moorish history. They studied the shit we talking about now on this advanced metaphysical stuff. They the one that brought the occult sciences to the West. So you're not studying Moorish science by studying Moorish history. That's personal. I went through that. You see what I'm saying? You know, but the point about it, to be stuck on that as a tool of somehow being valid as valid as a liberation tool now, you know what I'm saying? It's just a feel good. I mean, you can't do nothing with it. Yes, you got to understand, and that's the first level. So we do that, but my point here is we always coin shit into a damn religion. And a religion is doing the same thing over and over again, and that's called insanity. The Moorish science, that's what I'm saying about what you call it right now. You study the history, but you say, what is the Moorish science? So when I tell a person to study King Arthur and the Round Table, that was brought to them by the Moors. And then the British tried to usurp it and say it was an actual history of their country. You see, but that came out of Hemmitt. So if you want to study Moorish history, you want to study the science, study King Arthur and the Round Table. You want to study the Moorish science, study Goetia, the Moorish seals, the greater key of Solomon, the lesser key of Solomon. You study Kabbalah, brought to Spain by Moses Gilon. You study Kabbalah. You study the disciplines, not the history. The history is just a doorway to say, okay, we understand where this education comes from, but you study the disciplines. The Tarot was brought into Europe by the Moors. You see what I'm saying? Brought into the Kabbalistic system, brought into Europe by the Moors. All the metaphysical disciplines was brought into Europe by the Moors. You see, that's Moorish science. Not Noble Drew Ali, and not the history. The history is one aspect. That's just a doorway to let you know, to identify the people who was about the science. None of them niggas won't even touch nothing that's dealing with Moorish science. You see what I'm saying? They saying Moorish science, and you giving me a fucking pamphlet. A pamphlet is a chapter in a damn book. And the word university means a consortium of books.
Yes.
You see. So my point here is, if you're going to do it, the occult movement was brought to the West by the Moors. Not the history. The Moors was not in Spain studying the history of themselves. Hey, look how I drank this tea. That's what you see. So that's what that's about. Yeah.
So just basically, what we're doing now is participating in the Moorish sciences. Those of us who study the occult.
That is the Moorish science. If we didn't get nothing right tonight, this stuff that we talking about was brought up by the Moors. So you do the Moors. If you want to be a Moor, you would study astrological, astronomical, metaphysical, any kind of thing that's dealing with the occult. They had. That's what they had.
No doubt.
So what they did was to how this was done. They had regular academia and the 7 liberal arts of education. That's the stuff you got now in the colleges, in the high schools, or what have you. They had that. But they also had, with the people that go through the basic liberal arts training, they went into the occult. You see, now the Europeans now do the model of that by, on a ceremonial level. They'll do it by fraternities, which don't teach you nothing because they don't want the masses to know. But then they will have other occult things like the skull and bones or what have you, where they get into greater stuff and all and emulate the Moors or whatever type stuff. But if you go back to Spain, you did the several liberal arts and education, but they also studied the occult and all what it is, and that's more science. See, not some shit, but I'm sovereign because I got a piece of paper to say that I'm an asshole.